Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the session on a Sunday morning. And this session is going to be around setting up a private cloud on your computer. If you have a computer with very good configuration, you should be able to set up your private cloud. And Kasim has volunteered to show us how to set up a private cloud using Eucalyptus software. Thanks a lot, Kasim. And if you have any questions, please post it in the question section, or if you want it to be visible to everyone, you can post it in chat. Okay, now I'm handing over this to Kasim. Kasim, you can start. You can explain about the concepts which are there on the screen, and then I'll make you the presenter so that you can have the full control of it.
Thank you, Krishna.
Yeah, Kasim, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good morning all. So my name is Kasim Shaik. So I'm currently working for Eucalyptus software company, Eucalyptus Systems. So my role is mainly cloud support engineer. So we have a few customers in APAC region. So we maintain their cloud support, and whenever they get any issues, we like all kind of cloud related issues we solve from for APAC region. So in this today's session, so I'm going to cover few topics which are mainly required for setting up our own cloud in at our home. So the topics which I'm going to cover is overview of Eucalyptus, advantage of Eucalyptus cloud compared to other cloud softwares like OpenStack, CloudStack, and other vendors who are all present in the market, and what are the components is required for running Eucalyptus cloud, and what are the networking modes available in Eucalyptus cloud, and installation and configuration of Eucalyptus using two servers. So if you have one server, you can create your own private cloud using VMware software at your home, and you can do practice. And the last one I'm going to cover managing cloud resources using GUI and CLI. So if you have a GUI, if you are not much familiar with the CLI, Eucalyptus software provides a GUI access. So you can manage your complete cloud resources using GUI graphically. So I'm going to cover about overview of Eucalyptus. So Eucalyptus is a free open source software. It was actually okay. So Eucalyptus was started as a university project at University of California at Santa Barbara. So like few developers, a few researchers, they started project in University of California, and at the end they came up with a Eucalyptus cloud software technology. So actually the company started in 2009 in Santa Barbara. Okay, and the co-founder of Eucalyptus are Rich and Daniel Normi. So right now few founders are still with Eucalyptus, and few of them are left and they started their own companies. So I'm going to see Eucalyptus is a free open software. So that means it is freely available on internet. You can download it from Eucalyptus website itself. So here is a place where you can download. So if you go to this Eucalyptus, there is an option called download. So if you click on this, you can download your software. See, a few months ago, this Eucalyptus entire software it used to be available in a single CD, so in ISO format. So right now that facility is not available, but you can install it on your Red Hat operating system. So talking more about Eucalyptus, it's freely available and it is open source. You can write your own code. You can add like similar way how Red Hat gives option to add your own features or coding. So those things are allowed in Eucalyptus software. And if you want to have your own private cloud, which is compatible with AWS, this is the best software as far as I know to run your own private cloud. Okay. So in this Eucalyptus, so the Eucalyptus offers same features which are available in AWS, like EC2 instance, elastic IPs, EBS volumes, simple storage service, which is S3. So same whatever features you are getting in AWS, same Eucalyptus also offers. Only the difference between AWS and Eucalyptus is AWS is a public cloud and Eucalyptus is private cloud. So private cloud is nothing but where, suppose if you are running your own data center, so you have servers, network, storage, everything. So you can build your own cloud, private cloud software in your local data center, and effectively you can use your resources. This private cloud is mainly usable for development, testing, and you can run your own production server as well. So even for web hosting also it suits. Okay. So this Eucalyptus has total 6 components. Okay. So I'm going to cover them. So one by one. So what are the 6 components available in Eucalyptus? So the main components is cloud controller. So what is cloud controller? See, if you see these Eucalyptus software is completely written in Python and Java, and few components written in C language, using C language. So first 3 components which are coded in using Java are cloud controller, nothing but this is cloud controller CLC. So it is written in Java programming. Okay. So this cloud controller is nothing but is an entry point. Suppose if you are trying to enter from outside the world, if you are trying to access your cloud, private cloud, so the first request goes to CLC. So this is a place where the decision will be taken. So suppose if you are allowed, if you don't have authorization and you are trying to access your cloud resources, so immediately this CLC will terminate session to you. So this is a place where actual decision will be taken whether you are allowed to you are authorized to access resources or not. Okay. So CLC is one component out of 6 components. CLC is the main component where actual database runs, which maintains complete complete data, like complete resources information of your cloud. And the next goes to Java Walrus. Walrus is nothing but a S3 service provided by AWS, like simple storage service, where in S3 you store your own objects, you create buckets, you store objects, you can download files, you can download movie pictures or movies, all those things. Similar way here also Walrus, it is written in Java, and it also equivalent to AWS simple storage service. So Walrus offers persistent storage. It's nothing but you can save your files on Walrus. Okay, you can download from anywhere. You can download, suppose if you are running, if you have your own private cloud, so sitting in your office corporate network, you can download your files from Walrus. Okay, so there is no data type restriction, so you can download any zip file, archive file, movie file, MPG files, and this is a place where we store snapshot of our images. So those things I'll cover in next couple of minutes. What is snapshot? What is images? Where do we use images? So those things I will cover in next couple of minutes. Like here, so Walrus is mainly for storing objects like files, images, snapshots, okay, and other files. So in a private Eucalyptus private cloud, you can have only one Walrus and one CLC active. So here some high availability concept is also included in Eucalyptus cloud. But in high availability, what we do, we will have 2 separate CLC, one active, second one is secondary, the primary and secondary, primary Walrus, secondary Walrus. Okay, so at any given point of time, only one cloud controller, one Walrus should be active. So you cannot have 2 Walrus components active, and you cannot have 2 CLC components active. Okay, so next is storage controller. So I'm going to cover one of the hierarchy wise. The storage controller. Storage controller is mainly like it is written in Java, and it is equivalent to AWS EBS. So EBS is nothing but an elastic block storage. Here in EBS, in a storage controller, what we do, we create EBS volumes. EBS volume is equivalent to one LUN. So on Dell storage or NetApp, we create LUN and we assign those LUNs to servers. So similar way here also we can create our own EBS volumes or nothing but LUN. So logical unit number. So you can attach those LUN EBS volumes to running instance. You can save your data onto storage EBS volumes. Here the limitation is you cannot see single EBS volumes cannot be attached to multiple instances. Like one single instance you can attach multiple volumes, but single EBS volume cannot be shared between two instances, nothing but two servers. Like there is no shared store concept in storage controller in EBS. And cluster controller. Cluster controller is it mainly communicates with node controller. So I will show you what exactly is node controller, what is it. So this is how the Eucalyptus architecture overview, how it looks like in a corporate environment. So this is a CLC, okay, where these are all auto scaling, and ELB is like elastic load balancing. These are all advanced topics. So if time permits, like in next few, like in next session, I'm going to cover these also, AWS and ELB. Okay, and this is a CLC, and the user sitting here is end user. So he's trying to access your cloud resources from your corporate network. Okay, this CLC, and this one is Walrus storage controller CC. Here the CC, if you want, you can have your own dedicated server for hosting CLC component. You can have your own Walrus components, dedicated hosted and dedicated servers. Either you can have all these components, including this CLC, Walrus, SC, CC, on a single server, and you can have your own node controllers. So what is node controller? Here the CLC. Suppose when any like end user if any user send in request for new instances like server, okay, this request goes to CLC. CLC will check whether the user is allowed to launch instances or not. Then once he verified in the local database, the request goes to CC. CC is the place where it actually evaluates how many resources I have in my cloud. So what is the best, where can I start instance on a node controller? Okay, so thus decision will be taken by CC. CC will verify all the node controller. It will look for the best. Node controller is nothing but it's a node machine where you run virtual instances. So the CC will take the decision, will identify which node controller has free resources to launch my instance. It's nothing but a server. So once the decision is done, the CC will create instance on node controller, and CC will assign IP address, private or public. So this is going to cover what is private, what is public. So the CC will assign public IP address to instance. Okay, then the request goes back to CLC, and it updates that so and so node controller is running on so and so instance is running on node controller. Okay, then the request goes to end user. Okay, end user can access their instances using public cloud. So do you have any question so far? Group? Okay, so it looks like you are comfortable with the topics which I covered so far. So I covered so far overview of various components. So in Eucalyptus Cloud, we have it consists of 6 components. One is CLC, Walrus, storage controller, CC, node controller. So total 5 components. Sorry, CC, Walrus, SC, CC, NC. So CC and the networking modes. So in this, like right now, the Eucalyptus software production version is 4.0.1. So in that version, we have a 3 supported modes, networking modes. Networking modes is nothing but so how we are going to design our private cloud. So how we are going to use, whether we are going to use private IP address or public IP address. So how we scale out our private cloud. So that will be like designed using networking mode. So what type of networking mode we are going to use. So currently Eucalyptus supports 3 networking modes. One is manage no VLAN mode. Second one is manage mode. The last one is, and this is new networking mode, recently Eucalyptus incorporated into 4.1 release, that is edge networking. So right now, today in this session, I'm going to use network manage no LAN mode to configure our private cloud. So what we are doing in manage no VLAN mode. So in manage no VLAN mode, I'm going to define set of private and public IP address, okay, to my private clouds. So whenever I launch any instance, so each instance will get 2 IP address. One is private and public cloud. So this private and public IP address. Private IP address is mainly used for intercommunication between instances. Okay, suppose if instance A wants to communicate with instance B. So in that scenario, instance A uses its private IP address and communicates with instance B's private IP address. So the public IP address is mainly used to give access to end users. Suppose you have a development team, they want to access your instances. So they can use private IP address, public IP address of instance to access your instance. They cannot use private. So that is also possible, but only employees who are trying to access your instances running on private cloud. So they need public IP address to access your instance. So so the next topic is installation and configuration of Eucalyptus using 2 softwares. So this is how actual architecture looks in a corporate environment. Okay. So if you want to have, you can have all these components, CLC, Walrus, SC, CC, and NCs also in a single machine. Okay, that is, in earlier we used to call FastStat. I will show you FastStat. See here, Eucalyptus FastStat is nothing but you can have all the components in a single machine. Okay, the one-line installation. Suppose if you have your own CentOS VM, which is running on VMware Workstation desktop workstation. So just make sure that you have internet connection on your CentOS machine. So just run this command on your CentOS. So just running this command, you can have, so it takes 30 to 45 minutes. So after 35-40 minutes, you will be having your own cloud at your home, and you can do practice. So everything like how to access your cloud, so how to manage everything. So everything is defined in that installation only. So there are some tutorials also available in that installation. So you can find the tutorials under this folder. So once the installation is done, you can go to this location and you can read tutorials. So in these tutorials, they clearly explain how to use your resources, how can you manage. Okay. Suppose if you want to scale your cloud, suppose right now, see, once you have after running this in command, so your cloud is having only 4 ports. now you want to scale up your number of cores. So make another system ready with the same operating system like Red Hat CentOS 6.5. Just run this command. So after 20 minutes, your system will be, your node controller will be ready, and you could see that your number of resources available on your cloud will be double the earlier one. Like so this server, this node controller is having 4. So earlier the node control this cloud was having 4. So 4 plus 4, 8. So similar way, if you want to add more resources, simply you need to execute this command on your like new node controllers. So in this session, I'm not going to these commands. I'm going to show you how can we install Eucalyptus Cloud private cloud using RPMs, using softwares. Okay, so you can download, you can have your own. If you are not much familiar with, if you are new to Linux, so you can do simply, you just make one CentOS operating system and run this command. That's it. So you can have your own cloud and at your home, and you can do practice whatever you want. Okay, so in this today's session, I think I did not go through this PPT because all the topics which I covered here are from this only. So Eucalyptus, it stands for Elastic Utility Computing Architecture linking your program to useful systems. So this is an acronym for Eucalyptus. It's nothing but a elastic. Like elastic is nothing but a flexibility. So if you want to have your instance, you can run. If you don't want to use computing resources, you can kill. You can kill and you can reclaim to your cloud. So computing architecture, it's a like architecture linking your. Suppose if you want to run an application on a cloud, so simply you can have your own EC2 instances running on private cloud, and you can install your software. Okay. So these topics, why Eucalyptus? Open source, yes. As I told earlier in the session, so it is freely available. You can download it. You can have source code. You can at your fingerprints, and you can modify. And why it is modular? Modular is like it is the all components, like few components written in Java, few components written in C++. Okay, why it is distributed? Eucalyptus allows its components to be installed strategically close to the needed user resources. For example, Walrus can be installed close to the storage, while the cluster controller can be installed close to the server. This is nothing but what is distributed, nothing but you can have, all these 5 components on individual servers. So having components on individual servers is nothing but you are giving fixed amount of resources to each component. Suppose if you have, if you are running more, if you are trying to upload huge content to Walrus, okay. Suppose if you have Walrus is located on a single server, so it fully, like you don't see any performance issues if you have each component on single server. So maximum resources you can allocate to your request, your Eucalyptus component. So you can see anytime you can increase your cloud resources by adding additional node controllers. Designed to perform. This is similar, same, nothing but what you are trying to say. So what we are trying to say, it is designed to scale up your cloud. So as I said earlier, so you can, without any trouble, like without any efforts, you can easily scale up your cloud infrastructure. If you want to add more resources, just add another node controller and just register. That's it. So you can have your own. You can easily scale up your cloud resources. Flexible. How it is flexible? See, I worked on OpenStack. OpenStack is also it's also one open source cloud software which is available in the market. But installation of OpenStack is, it's like a So big task. It's a very tedious job to perform OpenStack installation. So even if you attend course in Red Hat partner in-stores, even in Red Hat instructor also, he teaches you how to install OpenStack in a single machine. He cannot teach you how to install each component on different servers, because it's a very tedious job. Okay, but Eucalyptus, it's very simple. Just you need to do like a RPM. If you know how to install RPM, that's it. So you can have your you can have your private cloud at your like in your PC. Okay, compatible. As I said earlier before starting our session, so Eucalyptus is compatible with the most popular widely used cloud API. So Eucalyptus has an agreement with AWS that it should have API. API is nothing but a applicable application programming interface. Like suppose you are trying to launch an instance, so it's nothing but in the back end you are using one API which is written for launching instance. So AWS and Eucalyptus, they both have agreement to have a same compatible, like, so the APIs, Eucalyptus API and AWS APIs are much compatible. Okay, so hypervisor agnostic. So currently Eucalyptus fully supports KVM and Zen. So Zen, it's like right now, like in current release we are not using we are not supporting Zen. So we support only KVM. And additionally, the enterprise edition supports the proprietary VM. Yes, so we support VMware hypervisors, but this is not freely available to customers. So if there is a like subscription, we need to buy from Eucalyptus. Okay, so some charge Eucalyptus is, will charge some amount for support as well as for license for running VMware hypervisors. And hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud, you know the difference between private, public, hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is what you can do. So if you have a private, public cloud integration, so that is called hybrid cloud. So these are the roles in a cloud infrastructure operation. So developer mainly to develop coding, all the things. Administrator for managing your cloud infrastructure. Okay, application architecture mainly for how to host your application on instances. Okay, architecture, their role is mainly for designing your cloud infrastructure. So how can you scale up and designing how many users, what type of servers we are going to have our private clouds, and users. These are the users, end users who are going to use your cloud resources. So this is nothing but a cloud roles, all those things. So now I'm not going to cover what's saying theory part. So right away I'm going to, because we have only 1 hour time. Okay, so now time is 11. Okay, we already session is complete, like half an hour is over. So in next 1 hour I'm going to show you how to install Eucalyptus software using 2 servers. So like anyone is having doubts, any question from the group?
Anybody want to speak? You can raise your hand. I can unmute them. Okay, I don't see any hand raised. I think
see, if you have any questions, if you have any question, if you don't understand what I am talking, so if you have any questions in the like theory, so what I discussed so far is components, all those things. So you can ask me questions, and you can suppose you can write a mail to me also. So if you have question after the session also.
I don't see any hand raised, Kasim. I think we can go ahead. We can go ahead with the.
Okay, thank you. So that, yes, thank you, Krishna. So I'm going to use Cobbler to run to install operating system on my servers. So I have one Cobbler which is readily available. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 servers. Actually, these servers are located in US. So I'm going to install new operating system. So this is CentOS 6.5. So this was installed on September 5th. So to show you from the beginning, so how to start installation, how to do perform installation using Cobbler. So I'm going to show you. This is FC08. So now I'm going to start installation of operating system. So just by enabling this netboot enable option, I'm going to kick off the installation on these two servers. Okay.
Kasim, I have
This
a
is
question
what.
here. Krishna here,
Yes.
I have a question. Means how to get this cobbler? Do I need to install, do I need to set up a VM, CentOS VM or any VM? I need to install cobbler, and how to get started with cobbler?
Yes. This cobbler is also you can get if you search in internet. So this cobbler is also available. The RPM is also available. Okay.
So what should I
So
do? I should set up a VM and first install this
yes,
cobbler.
you need yes. You need to have one VM installed with Red Hat operating system. Okay. So if you go to this website Cobbler, so it explains how to install, downloads, RPMs also available. Okay. So just simply install. So
Okay.
packages for each release. Okay. So this is so GUI is available here. So we use this Cobbler whenever we want to perform any cloud or installation.
So
So
means I have a VMware license with me. I have a VMware workstation installed. Can you tell me what I should do? Means I am fresh to this. Can you help me what I should do first before I can actually see the web page what you have shown?
web page I'm not sure. I'll give you one website name. Okay.
Okay, that would be
Here,
great. That would be great. Yeah.
yeah. Here he explained everything. What all like how do you install Cobbler?
Okay.
Actually, this blog is managed by Mike Group. Actually, he's a Pakistani guy. Okay.
Okay.
So, like he taught me how to configure Cobbler. So he has posted many videos, CBDs in Urdu language as well as in English language. You
Oh.
could find in YouTube. If you search in YouTube,
So
W Good. So he's running his own channel.
okay.
Yes, Kamran ABT. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
he explained.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what I should do is I should have a VMware image like Red Hat Linux or something, and I should have Cobbler installed on it, right?
Right.
I should have
This
it set up.
Cobbler installation configuration takes a lot of time. So if you want to practice at your home, you simply see in VMware you can take snapshot. Suppose
Yes,
if you are
yes,
running a fresh installation,
yes,
you take the snapshot and do some R&D like installation of Open Eucalyptus private cloud software RPM.
okay,
So if you face
okay,
any issues, you can go back to your fresh installation.
okay. Actually, Raju has a question. I am unmuting Raju.
Okay. Yeah, Raju.
Raju, hello, Raju. Raju, can you hear us? I think he's not listening to us. Okay, fine. I'm muting him. You can go ahead. Okay, Kasim, continue.
Yeah. So yes, thank you, Krishna. So here I'm using Cobbler application. It is nothing but a server. It is a Cobbler is also an application. So I'm using Cobbler to start my installation, new operating system installation. So I just selected enabled new netboot. Just selected these two servers. Just go into this option, reboot. That's it. So in next another 5 minutes, my system, yes. So one system gone down. Yeah, this one is also like rebooted for for installing new operating system. So Krishna and Ravi Shankar, Vineet, do you have any question? So it takes 5 minutes to perform a complete installation. So once the systems get back, I'll start the installation.
Okay, anybody has any questions, please raise your hand or post it under the question section, or post a chat message for everyone.
So in today's session, I'm going to use Eucalyptus version 3.4.3. So this is also new, but the new latest version is 4.0.1. So in this new version, we have added more features like user face interface and edge technology, edge networking mode, and some other new features also we added. But I'm going to use 3.4.3 version to cover in this session.
Okay, Vinay has a question. I am unmuting Vinay.
Yes, Vinay.
Vinay?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Vinay, go ahead.
You're able to hear me?
Yes, Vinay, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, I don't want you to take a lot of time on this, but can you give a little bit of overview on Cobbler, because since you're going to use it as a core part of your explanation, if you can give a little bit of overview on it, it will be great. That's all.
Yes, actually this, see, you might have worked with Kickstart and PXE, right? So in Kickstart and PXE, you cannot have your own distribution software for each server. Okay. So in this Cobbler, what we are trying to do, using Cobbler, you can perform installation of 50 or more than 50. There is no fixed limit. Okay, there is no limit. You can have your own distribution for each server. Suppose on 5 servers I want to install CentOS 5. On few servers I want to install CentOS 6.4. On few servers I want to install CentOS 6.3. So you can create those customization using Cobbler.
Okay, so we have a question from Soumya on the question section. What he's looking for is he's asking if he can go ahead without Cobbler also.
Yes,
Cobbler
you can go ahead.
Yeah. It's only to help make things easy, right, during installation.
Right.
Okay.
See, you just go through this CPT.
Does that help, Soumya? Okay, that's great.
See what I am showing here. See, you can have, if you are having a new fresh machine, without Cobbler you can perform installation. Even in your corporate level, if you have a very small cloud setup using 5 servers, you can perform all those installation using CD or DVD.
Yes.
You are having like a huge environment. If you want to perform installation, OS installation, then you should have one provisioning tool. So
Yes.
Cobbler is nothing but one provisioning tool which mainly used for installing operating system on servers.
Okay, Kasim, go ahead. I'm muting everybody else.
Yeah, this Cobbler, even if like few companies are using Red Hat satellite server, so that this Cobbler feature is incorporated into Red Hat satellite server. So you can start OS installation using Red Hat satellite server. See, Red Hat satellite server is mainly for pushing patches across your network.
Vinay, does that help, or do you have anything to discuss?
Yeah, that's fine, Krishna. Thanks a lot, Kasim.
Yeah. Okay, Kasim, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm waiting for systems to come back.
Okay. Anybody else have any queries? Please raise your hand so that I can unmute them. We are a small group now, only 15 people. So if people can talk without any problem. If you are a big group, right, that becomes a problem. If everybody asks questions, if it runs for 1 minute also, we'll be losing 15 minutes. I don't see any hand raises, so we are good. And I want to share one thing. Whenever we are looking at enterprise level stuff, right, even if it's our personal thing, if something can be automated, we should put some effort to learn and make use of those tools. They'll save a lot of time. If you want to install operating system in, say, in one computer, it might take 1 minute or 2 minutes to get started, but to complete, and if you have to monitor, if you have to do some internal configuration, that might take maybe 15 minutes. Consider if you have to install, say, on 100 servers, that is where automation is going to be a lot of help. So if there is any way to automate, right, we should try to spend some time and understand it so that we can leverage that. Raju seems to have question. Okay,
So,
Raju is,
see, if you want to install 100 servers, you cannot go and insert CD into 100 servers, right?
yeah,
There should be some automation tools to perform OS installation. Like, see, this Cobbler is one provisioning tool. Using Cobbler, you can perform server installation, okay, with customize. So, if you want to run some scripts, if you want to customize some post installation, those can be done using Cobbler. Still, my machines did not connect. Actually, these machines are new machines. So like, see, servers which I clicked off the OS installation, those were new only. The reason why I started operating OS installation, I want to show you how to start, how to install operating system using Cobbler. So that is the reason I just again I started operating like OS installation. Those were new only. Those were new. Those were installed with fresh operating system. Yes, one machine came up. Yes, two machines are up now. So I'm going to okay. So these are my these are two servers. Like a few minutes back I started operating system installation. So those are came back. So now I'm going to start the configuration. Okay. So for starting operating system, first we need to identify the RPMs. So what are the RPMs I need to install? Okay. If you go to this link, Eucalyptus document section, so there you will find the RPM section. So install Eucalyptus software. Okay. Okay, just I need to run this link to perform software installation. So before that, I'm going to change the password on these two servers. Okay. And the one thing is we need to have a NTP server, NTP client or NTP service on these two servers to run my Eucalyptus cloud. So NTP service is mandatory. Okay, it is so always make sure, don't forget to run NTP service. Okay, so I'm going to start NTP service.
What is NTP? What is the full form of NTP?
It's like NTP is a network time protocol.
Network timing protocol.
If you want to have a consistent, like if you want to have same time across all servers, okay, so you need to configure one corporate NTP server, okay, and point all your client machines to that NTP server.
Okay.
So that all servers, so time synchronization.
Okay.
So I'm making this service up across all reboots. Okay. So similar thing I'm doing on this. I'm changing password. So if you have any questions, please let me know so that I can answer. So that would make me correct myself. So like what I'm talking is understandable or not. Because this is my first session on this cloud software, that's why I could not cover topics in an order way. So initially, without going through PPT, I started the session, and after covering all those topics, again I just gone through the PPT and just I read out. Okay. If you have any questions, I will share this PPT. Please let me know if you have any questions. So there are many CPTs available in YouTube on this Eucalyptus software, how to configure Eucalyptus. So now it's synchronized with my NTP server. Okay, so far nothing I did. I just changed the password, started NTP service, and synchronized it with NTP server. Okay, now, so this is my what is it? This is a server where I'm going to have 4 components. One is Walrus. I'm going to write down here. So what I'm going to have? I'm going to on ODC F36. I'm going to install CLC, Walrus, CC and SC. On ODC F0608, I'm going to have NC. So this is a node controller where actual instances will run. Okay, so I'm going to install RPMs on this software. So I just copied this link, this yum statement. I just run this.
And importantly, you should be connected to the internet. As you can see, right, it is trying to download from the internet directly. You need not to copy anything. You need to ensure that this VM, wherever you are trying to install, is able to connect to internet.
That is must. See, if you don't have access to internet from your instance or from your VM, so it is not possible to run install these softwares. You can do one thing. You can download all the packages. You can download all the packages. You can have your own repository created on your system, and you can perform installation. So I need to install 2 softwares here, 2 repositories I install here. Okay, I will explain what are these 2 repositories. So one is Eucalyptus. This is mainly for running commands. Okay, and this is Eucalyptus RPM. This is our repository where it will pull all the softwares required for installing Eucalyptus Cloud. So I just installed repository, created repos by installing these RPMs. Now I'm going to install software. So yum install Eucalyptus. This is one RPM, Eucalyptus Cloud. Okay, Eucalyptus Walrus. So for each component you have one RPM. Okay. So Eucalyptus Walrus is to provide S3 compatible service. Like similar way, Eucalyptus SC is mainly to give you storage controller for creating EBS volume, all those things. This RPM gives the service. Okay. Then Eucalyptus CC. This is done, and on my node controller, I'm just going to install Eucalyptus node. So only node related software like RPMs I'm going to install on node controller. So everything is there in the document. So how to start installation, how to configure. Okay. If you have any queries, you can just go through this document. It is it is freely available. You can download in PDF format. Just go through the PDF and you will understand. I'm sure that this is written in in a normal simple language. You can easily understand. So in this session, what you are going to do is, I'm going to install all these components in a single machine, and this node controller component in single machine. Okay, so all these services will sit in a single server, and this node controller, each NC represents one service, and this one service. Here we have 3 NCs, one storage controller, one CC on individual servers, one CLC, and Walrus on individual servers. Okay. So the installation takes time. So in order to use manage no VLAN networking mode, you should have one bridge interface on node controller. Suppose if you have a 10 node controller, you should configure one bridge device on each node controller. The same way, see, in OpenStack also we create one bridge device which is mainly used for communicating with instances from outside the world. Suppose if end users from your corporate network wants to communicate with node controller. So how the communication will happen? The request goes to from CLC to CC, from CC to NC. So on CC, we should have one bridge interface to communicate with instances. So now I'm going to create one bridge interface on node controller. So everything is there in the in this document. So how to configure bridge? Okay. Only in manage no VLAN we should have bridge. In manage mode, okay. In manage no VLAN mode we should have one bridge device. In manage mode we don't need to have any bridge device. So bridge, how to configure bridge? So yes, so these are the steps to configure bridge. So if you have if you don't know how to configure bridge, just go to the documents. It's clearly explained. So how to configure bridge interface. Now I'm just going to start without seeing the document. I'm just going to start. So I'm going to use this. See, I have 2 interfaces on each server. So on first server I have 2 interfaces. On second server also I have 2 interfaces. The first interface ADR show EM1 is having 10.141.17. So this is my public IP address. So that means from outside, from within the carpet, I can access using this. I can access this node controller using this private public IP address. So one more IP is defined on the private interface, which is on EM2. So if you want, you can use these 2 interfaces. Or for this session, I'm going to use only my public interface for configuring cloud. Okay. So now I'm going to configure if CFG EMI1 is CFG DR0. Okay. I'm going to make changes. So this is my bridge interface. So you could name it anything like BR0, BR1, BR2. So I'm just named it BR1. Bridge on board, it should be up. So I'm just masking, commenting this MAC address. Okay, bridge interface. Bridge interface, that's it. So I should make changes in EM1, like in my private public interface also. So in this, what I'm going to change, I'm going to, so once the bridge configuration is done, so I won't have any IP address on EM1 interface. IP will be assigned on bridge interface only. Okay, this is a bridge. So this is I'm mentioning that. So there is one bridge device configured on if CFG BR0, and this is the interface I'm going to use for bridge. Okay, so I'm going to use another session. See, because why I use here private IP address, see, once the bridge is configured, again I need to restart my network service. So at that time I won't get access to my server. Okay. Okay. Now what I added? Okay, BRCL add BR. I'm adding one bridge. Okay. BRCTL add if BR0 EM1. So this is the one. Now network. See what I'm doing here, just I'm adding one bridge interface on my server. This is on 217 server. Okay, to that bridge interface I attached one interface, that is EM1, where I already here shown you. This is a interface where I made some configuration changes. Then I restart a network service. Then I should be able to access my instance here. So even after restart also, network restart also, I'm able to access. I can show you here. So we have one loopback, EM1, EM first interface. This is a public interface. EM2 is my private interface. So I already shown you, right? I already told you, right? My EMI interface on these servers will not have any IP address, since that IP address is assigned to bridge interface now. So using these bridge interfaces, all my communication between instances and the end users will happen. Okay. Now, yes, this installation is done. So far we installed softwares on both the servers. Okay. I need to make some changes in CCTL. This is for just network routing. Just I enabled IP forward. Just for forwarding IP, like for communication between CC and network controller. So now I'm going to start actual configuration. So I'm going to initialize my database here. Okay, here I initialize. So this will take few minutes. So once I issue this command, this command will create database internally on my CLC. Okay, on my CLC. So this takes few minutes. So I'm going to change some configuration on node. So this is a file where I need to make some configuration. See here, installation is very simple. So far, if you know the M command, we can perform installation, and the configuration changes we need to perform only on CC and NC. and the configuration file is both Eucalyptus on both the servers, on both the components, eucalyptus.com. So this is a file. I need to make some configuration changes to set up my private cloud. Okay, the first configuration file is on CC. This is a place where we define so what networking mode I'm going to use. So here that initialization is done. Okay, now Eucalyptus. Okay, I'm just making a copy of my configuration file with the default settings. So I'm just search using VNet. Okay, this is a place where I'm going to line. This is the line where I'm going to define which networking mode I'm going to use for my cloud. So by default, system mode is enabled. System mode is like before 3.4 release. So we were having system mode, static mode also. So right now in 3.4.3 we are not supporting system mode. System mode is different. Suppose if you have your own DHCP servers which is running in your cloud environment, okay, you can point to that DHCP servers to get public IP address. So that you will get to know. So once the installation is done. So I'm just not discussing much about system mode. So I'm going to change manage no VLAN mode. Okay, VLAN. So I just defined which networking mode I'm going to use. So this is a line which defines so on which interface public IP address is defined on my CC. So you can read the name of the network interface that is on the same network as the NC. It's nothing but it's a private interface. So I'm going to use EM2 only for my EM1 because we are not going to use any private interface in this configuration. Okay. So I'm going to use EM1 for both private and public. Suppose if your server is having only one interface, you can always enter EM1 only. No need to define EM1 separate and private IP address and EM2 on public interface. So if you have on your VM, if you have only one interface, you can define only one interface for both private interface as well as public interface. Okay. So I defined only one interface on both. So which interface I'm going to use for communication? This is a bridge which is already defined. So this is important. Not this one. Yes, this one. This is where I'm going to define public IP addresses to my instances. So for example, in AWS, when you launch an instance, so each AWS instance will get one private and public IP address. So using public IP address, you can get access to your instance from anywhere in the world. Just you need to have internet access, right? So you cannot use private IP address to get access to your instance. The similar way here also we define some range, some IP addresses for my instances, or private public IP address for my instances. So I already have some defined some range. It is specifically allocated to me, like for doing testing, all those things. Okay, so I'm going to use, what is that? Yes. So a public IP range. So this is a range given to me for doing all kind of testing. Okay. So here I'm going to use only, I'm going to define only 5 IP address. So that means I can launch only 5 instances in my cloud. So once the configuration is done, ready, I can launch only 5 instances. If you want to have more instances, you define it like a big range. So I just define public IP address So this is,
Kasim, I have a question here. So you
yes.
mentioned about the public IP address ranges, right? Did you buy them, or is there any way to get them? Do you get from your
No, no.
ISP
This
or your
is,
company? How did
yes,
you get those?
company only. Your company only. See, for each server, you have some static IP address defined, right, in your
Yes,
corporate environments.
yes.
The similar way, here also you should have some subnet. You should have one range, public IP range,
Okay,
to mainly for cloud environment. So you should
okay,
not use this range anywhere in the network, corporate network.
okay. So
See,
in
if
that
you,
case, right? In that case,
mhm,
uh,
mhm.
if I don't want to access my cloud from outside, I want to have a private cloud on my laptop only. I need not to configure this, right? The public IPs, or is it mandatory?
It is mandatory. See, if you want to, you have some instance VM running on your workstation. If you want to access it from outside the, like not outside, from your laptop, you should have some private IP address, and make sure public IP address. Make sure that communication is happening between your laptop and the VM.
Okay, in that case, right? If I have VMware workstation installed on my laptop only, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I have this setup done there. The means with two servers. If I want
Mm-hmm.
to provision one VM, I provisioned it, and in
Mm-hmm.
order to access it, can't I access from my laptop using shell or anything, SSH or
You can
anything?
access. Yes, you can access. If you have
For
cookie
that,
software on your
do
laptop,
you need do you need a public address? Because public IPs are not widely available, right? Either you need to buy a static
see,
IP from your ISP,
no.
or you need to have them, right?
Yes, what I'm saying here, public IPs, you don't need to buy any, you don't need to buy public IP address from any vendor, okay, from any ISPs. If you have, see, internally you have some subnet created for corporate network. So in that network, assign a few IP range, some IP range to your instances, so that from, like, if any user wants to access from corporate network, they could access it. Like, it's a static IP address, and this should not be used by any other servers. Only
Okay,
it is
okay,
assigned to only instances running on cloud. Suppose
okay.
if you are saying that you have a laptop, so your laptop is must be having one IP address. So
Yes, yes.
you should define IP range within that subnet.
Okay.
Okay, you understand?
Yeah, kind of getting it, but I need to try. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you
Kasim.
just try it, you will understand. It's nothing but a range, the same IP range, IPs which you have already in place.
Okay, okay,
See
got it.
here, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So this
thank you.
I'm defining private subnet. This is subnet mainly used for a private IP address. So manually we are not doing anything. So if you want, you can have 192.168.0.0 subnet for your instances. This is for mainly private IP address. Okay, you don't have control to assign private IP address. Okay, here from this 195 IP range, whenever you start any instance, each instance will get one IP address from public, one IP address from private subnet. Getting? So if you want, you can have 172.16 subnet or 192.168 subnet. If you want to have any other subnet, you can have. That is your option. So here subnet address per net is 32. It's nothing but, so we are defining, there is a security group concept in Eucalyptus cloud. So in that, what exactly we are defining address for 32 is, in a single security group, we can have maximum 32 instances running. So that you will understand once you read this, once you read document in this. See, this is where VNet address per net. So here it clearly explains what exactly this VNet address per net. So how many instances we can run in a single security group. Okay, the concept is different. Okay, I'm not going to cover security group in this group. Security group is nothing but a virtual firewall. Okay, defined for your instance, where we create some rules to allow particular ports to get access to your instance from outside the world. Suppose I see, when you start any instance, by default from within the inside you can access outside the world like internet. You have full control. But when end user tries to access your instance, if PuTTY session is like if port 22 is not activated, you cannot get access to your instance. For Windows, if port 3389 or some port is not open, you cannot have RDP session. So if ICMP is not activated, then you cannot ping to your service. You can server. So here I am going to define corporate network DNS server. Okay. So this is the setting I'm going to change. So by enabling this setting, by uncommenting this setting, what I am trying to say, please maintain one DHCP server on this CC component. So next time when I launch instance, the CC is responsible for assigning IP address to instances. So that decision will be taken by defining this DHCP server. So DHCP internally, I'm just telling here to use DHCP user for running DHCP server. Okay. Now we are done with our setup on cloud controller. Now I'm changing. I'm doing configuration on my node controller. This is also same. Very like you need to make only 2 or 3 changes in this configuration. I just define only which networking mode I'm going to use for my cloud. Here I define what is my private interface. Okay, this you can comment. This is not required on node controller, or you can uncomment also. It doesn't make difference. So just I'm going to concentrate on this. So I'm going to use EM1. Why EM1? Because I'm going to use EMI interface and I already configured bridge interface. So suppose if you configure bridge interface on EM2, you should define EM2 to this option, to this param configuration. Okay. Now the configuration is done. Okay. Now I'm going to start the service which are required to Eucalyptus cloud. This is a service which runs on CLC. Start. Okay, sorry. Oh, initially I should start. So it is my mistake that I restarted. Okay, start. I'm stopping it. Initially you should start. Okay, just started. Then I'm starting the service for Eucalyptus for CC. So I'm just starting my CC service. Okay, CC service is started. Now Eucalyptus node controller service. Okay, service is started. So far what I did, I just executed this Yuka configuration installation. By executing this, you're just making some database, creating database on CLC like cloud controller, and then made some changes in the configuration. I already explained what is the significance of each line in this configuration file. Then I started a cloud service, then cluster service and node service. Now I'm going to configure actual configuration. That is, I'm going to register my service on this node controller. So registration is nothing but I'm going to define the responsibility. So which server I'm going to use as a cloud controller. So which server I'm going to use as a node controller. So what is my cluster controller? So here I'm going to create Walrus. Okay, I'm going to register Walrus component on my cloud controller. Nothing but a CLC. So in this I'm going to define one partition. Partition is nothing but a zone only. It's a subset of a suppose if you have a partition is nothing but it's a group of servers. Okay, partition So what is the name I'm going to use for my Walrus partition name? This could be, you can, this is Walrus, and the host IP address, that means which host I'm going to make as a Walrus. Okay, this is my IP address 10.7, and the component. This component is nothing but to identify the unique name to your Walrus. This could be anything. I'm just defining with. I just gave this IP address Walrus. You could give any name. Suppose I can give component name Kasim IP address of Walrus. Without IP address also I could mention some unique name you should give to your Walrus to identify. Okay. So Walrus registration of Walrus is over. Now I'm going to configure cluster. So this is a sequence which we need to follow. This sequence is mandatory. You need to follow this sequence to configure private cloud. Okay, register cluster, then partition name. This is your zone. Zone is nothing but, see, this partition is different and this partition is different. Partition defined for Walrus is different. Partition name which is given for cluster is different. Partition name given for cluster is nothing but one zone, active zone. See, in AWS cloud, you have concept called regions. Region is nothing but is one data center where you have some huge number of racks. In each rack you are running some huge number of servers. Okay, you are running some instances. It's nothing but regions. So that region concept you can compare with this zone, active zone. Okay, so here the zone is nothing but region in AWS. Okay, I'm just giving demo. It could be anything. You can give anything. Okay, demo session partition name, then giving the host IP address. So which host I'm going to deploy this cluster controller. So all my four components are running on single machine. So that's why I'm giving same IP address. Component CC. This could be anything. You can give any unique name. 78. Okay. Now so far Walrus is configured, registered, cluster is registered. Now I'm going to register storage controller. So here one condition is there. So each active zone should have one storage controller. So here this is my one zone, active zone. So demo session is one active zone. Each zone should have one partition, one storage controller. Okay. So this storage controller I'm going to make the part of demo session active zone. Suppose if you have another partition like another zone like demo session 2, then you should define another storage controller for that zone. Any questions here?
So one storage controller can be used within one zone?
Yes.
Okay.
You should have one storage controller for each active zone. Suppose if you have a 3 zone, 4 zone, so each zone should have one storage controller dedicated.
Okay.
Component SC storage controller 10.1.4.1.78. Okay. So something I need to configure after this configuration. So that's why it is giving some error message. So I need to make some property values. So that I will change after this. So far what we configure Walrus, cluster, SC. Now time comes for node registration. So now this is a time for configuring nodes. Okay. Just I'm just giving the IP address, public IP address. Okay. So just register. Okay. So far we completed all the registration. Now we need to download credentials to get access to my cloud. So I just created one folder. This could be anything. So you can name your folder. You could name your name to your folder. Okay. Just chmod, changing the permissions. Okay. Then cd.u. Okay. Now I am going to download credentials. Default credential, like admin credentials. So these are admin credentials for your cloud. Admin is nothing but a root user in Linux. Oh, admin credentials, get. Okay, now unzip it. Okay, then change the permission 600. I need to source my credentials. That's it. Now use, these are the commands. See, you have so many commands here. See, you can describe address, cloud, console. You can verify. See, if you want to know the status of your clouds, you can verify. See, it is enabled state. If you want to know the status of your clusters, it is enabled. Describe component is nothing but it shows status of all components. No, it's a property values. Okay, this show it. These are all my services. Okay, so here. So this load balancing is like new. It's a different concept. So which is mainly used for to balance your traffic which is coming towards your instance. So suppose if you have a web service, web page hosted on 2 instances. Suppose if suddenly if you see that huge traffic is coming towards your instance. So in that case, this load balancer service, which controls the balances your load and evenly it will distribute the load across different instances. Okay, this concept is different. Auto scaling is new, like different. So you can use Eucalyptus as Eucalyptus uses DNS. It will provide DNS service. CloudWatch is something. So here, actual services are here. So just so far we configured cluster service. Okay, our cluster name is demo session. This is my component name, and the service is in enabled state. Okay, then this is my storage service. Now it is broken state because I need to make some changes. Okay, that I will change. Describe properties. So here, suppose if you have a if you have Equilogic or EMC box or a NetApp box, you can have your own storage controller server. Okay, you can integrate that server to your SAN device. Okay, in this session I don't have any Equilogic server. Okay, so I'm going to use dash. See, you have 4 options to integrate storage controller with SAN. Like you can use internal hard disk to create volumes, EBS volumes. Okay, so I'm going to use dash. Dash is nothing but a direct attached storage. Okay, once I change these components property value, so when you create a new EBS volume, so it uses internally attached hard disk. Okay, for creating new volumes. So I'm going to change property P. So I'm just defining, I'm configuring oh. Okay, manager, and what is dash. Okay, next. So I already here I define a dash, so I'm going to use direct attached storage. That means hard disks which are physically attached to my server, I'm going to use for creating EBS volume. So how do I use? Should I use as a raw partition? Should I create volumes from using raw partitions like /dv, SD or SD to SD? Should I use already have a volume group created here? So I'm going to use that volume group to create my volumes. It looks like VPN is slow, so that's why commands are not typing fastly. Suppose I already configured volume group on my server, storage servers, SC server. So I can use that volume group to create EBS volume. So whenever you create an EBS volume, one LVM will be created from the volume group. Something happened. Yes. Sorry guys, some VPN connect slowness I'm seeing. So modify. So property. So -p. So this is a property which I'm going to define. So what is my VGS? So what is my group name? Volume group name. It is VG1. So I'm just defining DEV VG01 is my volume group name. Sorry team. Few minutes back everything was good. Suddenly I'm seeing some problem with VPN. Okay. Okay, so VG0, so that means I already defined here. So next time when I'm trying to create volumes, so one volume LVM will be created from this volume group. Okay, yes. Now, so if you see now services, so earlier the SC service was broken, right? It was in broken state, right? Now see here. Now it is enabled. Earlier, just few minutes back, it was in broken state. So once I change this configuration, now everything has changed. Okay. Now I want to see how many instances I could launch in the current cloud. Okay. Describe. So we can see how many zones created in this cloud. So far we have only one zone, one active zone, that is demo session. Okay, so this is my active zone. Suppose if you have another zone like demo session 2, I should get one more output here below, more output saying demo session 2 and the IP address of the cloud controller and the remaining resources. So that means you can have a separate active zone for each department. Suppose you have engineering department and some testing department, some development department. So you can create each zone dedicated for only one zone, one department. So that, see, one department user should not launch instances on another zone. So in that way, we can create rules. So one zone is dedicated. See, in one zone you can have some huge resources. In one zone you can have less resources. It depends on your requirement how you want to have your cloud. So that will be decided initial stage when you plan for cloud setup. Like architecture will give you how you want to have your private cloud. So here, so my cloud is ready. Now I can launch 8 instances, M1 small instances. So people who are familiar with AWS, so you might have seen See these type of like instance types with various types. See M1 small, T1 micro. So this is nothing but M1 small is nothing but it's a type of your instance. So you can launch 8 instances of M1 types. You can launch 8 instances of micro. You can launch 5 instances of M1 medium. So each instance will have this configuration. Like, see, if I launch M1 small instance, you will have 1 CPU core, 1 core, 250 RAM, and 5 GB hard disk. That's it. You cannot have more. So if you want to have a huge configuration for your requirement, you can launch, suppose here. So in this configuration, you will have 4 instance, 4 GB RAM, 30 GB hard disk. So here you can launch only 1 instance. See, this means free means how many instances are available. Max means how many instances you could run with this configuration. Suppose here free are 8. Suppose if I launch 1 instance, one M1 instance, this number will go down by 1 number. I'll show it. So far I haven't uploaded image. So I'm going to upload image. Okay, just a second. So sorry guys, so the session is going to take another 30 minutes to show you. So I have few, okay, Fedora. So I'm going to launch Fedora instance. So SSH. So what I'm doing, I'm just copying this Fedora image. This is raw image, nothing but HVM image. So there are 2 types of images in Eucalyptus. Okay, one is para virtualization images and hyper like HVM images, like hardware virtualizations. Okay, those are, so these images HVM image. So para virtual is nothing but, so you need to upload. The concept is different. So you could get much information in Google. So what is the difference between para virtualization and HVM? So here defined. So AWS virtualization, HVM versus para virtualization. So if you just read these, what is para virtualization? So what are the pros and cons in para virtualization and HVM? HVM stands for hardware assisted virtualization. So what exactly HVM does and what exactly what are the benefits in para virtualization? So just go through this link. So just search in Google, you will get this link and just read out. Okay. And so I'm not going to cover that. So I'm just copied image here. Okay. So now I'm going to upload these image to Walrus. Is nothing but I'm going to put object in S3, simple storage service. Yuka install. Oh, we don't have that. Okay. Okay. Yuka bundle image. Okay. Install Fedora.
What is happening, Kasim, currently? It is trying to import the image into Eucalyptus, or
yeah,
what is happening?
It is going to upload image to Walrus. It's a simple storage service, right?
Okay.
As I said right earlier, AWS, you can put your files, video files, XML files, PNG files, any type of files you can put and you can get from SC, simple storage service. Okay. So here also, see, in AWS you have one marketplace where from where you can launch your, from there you can launch your, you can select your instance type and you can launch.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So they already have images and they kept in some place.
Okay.
So Those are like you cannot upload your new image to AWS Marketplace, right?
Okay.
Here you have the flexibility to upload your image, customized image to Walrus, nothing but a S3 component,
Okay.
similar S3 component.
Okay.
So I'm not much familiar with AWS, so might be I may something wrong, but I'm not sure.
That is fine. Once we get an idea, right, people should be able to learn on their own. We are not intending to spoon feed, right? We are just want to give some idea so that people can get started. If they need any help, they will reach out to you.
Yes. So I'm just see what exactly I did here is Yuka bundle image. Bundling is not much here. My image size is huge. If you see here, my image is around 2 GB, right? 2 GB. Okay? My image size is 2 GB. So what exactly bundling process does is it will compress the image. Okay, it will create one manifesto file format so that easier for uploading. Okay, uploading to Walrus. So then here in second command I am going to upload the bundled image to Walrus.
Okay.
So I am going to define bucket name. Okay, EMI. EMI is nothing but Eucalyptus machine image, whereas AWS also you have AMI, Amazon machine images.
Exactly.
Similar way, we have EMI image. Okay, in Eucalyptus, I'm just giving some unique name to my image. Okay. This is This is nothing but bucket. I'm just creating one bucket. Okay. Bucket is nothing but one folder on AWS on Walrus. Okay. Then I'm giving name to my image. It could be anything. You can put your name also. I'm just copying and pasting. Manifesto. Oh, name is not required. Sorry. Name we should give at the time of registration. Okay. So now I'm uploading image to Walrus, to in S3. Okay.
Okay.
Now I should register it. So registration name, you could give any name. Fedora EMI image. Okay, and what is the architecture? Okay, and here I should give copy this manifesto. Here there is an option whether it is a HVM image or a paravirtual image. Okay. Just we are defining what type of virtualization we are using. Okay. Mine is okay. This is my image name, EMI. Similar in AWS also you will have this kind of naming convention for AMI images. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is 8-digit number. It's a unique number given to you, and this, see, as soon as you register, one entry will be added on CLC database with this ID. Okay. So now I'm going to create one key pair which is required for accessing my instance. Okay. I'm giving some demo session. This could be anything. You could give any name. Demo session dot. This is my private code. Private key. See, when I executed this command, so this Eucalyptus creates one public IP address in CLC database, and it gives you a private key to your screen. So if you see here, see, one private key is already created. So using this private key, you can get access to your instance. Okay. So now I am creating some rules to allow access to SSH using SSH. Okay, I'm just opening port to my instance. See, so far I did not start any instance. Just before starting, I'm just making all the things ready. Okay. So by default, one default group will be created by Eucalyptus. So here I'm just writing rules like a IP table rule. So it is my TCP. I'm using TCP, opening SH22 port for TCP. Okay, and this is the destination source. Source means so you can restrict access from a particular subnet. Suppose here from here, so any request coming from any subnet should be allowed. Okay, if you want to restrict access from particular subnet, you can also mention here. You just define the subnet to which subnet you want to give access. Okay, you can have multiple subnets defined in a single line. You need to write one more line with a different subnet to give access to different subnet people. Okay, so here I'm writing one more rule for allowing ICMP ICMP packets. Okay, here ICMP -T. Okay, done. So I'm done. So we are about to start our instance now. Okay, so I created rules for allowing PuTTY and ping. Okay, and created a key pair, registered one image. So just I need to launch my instance. So for launching, you need to run command yuka run instance. Use the key pair name which you use. So what is my key pair name? Demo session. Okay, and you can define what type of image, what type of instance you want to run. Like it is M1 or medium C1. Okay, I'm going to use M1 type. So so once I launch instance, I will get these many I will get these resources. So my VM will be having 1 CPU, 512 MB RAM, 10 GB hard disk. Okay, which EMI image I am going to use for launching instance. Okay, done. See, simple command. Yuka run instance -key, which public key I am going to use. Okay, to access your instance, and the type, which type you are going to, which type of instance you are going to use. You want to launch M1 medium, M1 M1 large, M2 large. So you can, that is your option. That is up to you. So which type of image instance you want to launch, and which EMI image I'm going to use for launching my instance. Suppose I'm using Fedora now. Suppose if you have CentOS, you should be having some different name for your CentOS. So if you want to launch CentOS, then use that EMI name of CentOS. Okay, now instance is launched. You can see your instance here. This command I am executing on node controller. See here. Still it is not launched. So I'm going to verify the log file also. So you have the option to verify the log. See these options. See in OpenStack configuration, you see once you certified Red Hat OpenStack, you cannot configure OpenStack Cloud at your home. I am sure that because I also got certified, but I could not configure confidently saying okay I could configure OpenStack Cloud at my home, because many things involved in OpenStack, and the commands are also you need to execute so many commands, and you don't know. Suppose if you miss something, you don't know how to recover them. Okay, here you can easily troubleshoot issues when you face in Eucalyptus. Suppose if you have any problem in node controller, so just go to this file, just verify. So now here download it. So See, now it is my instance booted. This is my instance ID. Okay. Now it has booted now. It has come up. If I execute this command VSN, now it is running state. Can we check whether what is the IP address, public IP address? You can describe instances. So like describe is nothing but so how many instances, it will show how many instances running on my cloud. Okay. So can we verify just using ping command 10.104.168.195. You see, I could ping. Okay. If you want to access using SSH, you should have the private key should be available with you. If you lose your private key, you cannot access. Okay. Okay. What is my IP private key? Demonstration P. Okay. Just a second. So what is my Fedora, right? So without using any user, I will try to access. See, here it says login as a Fedora. Okay, user code. So just I am using Fedora name. Then you can do sudo. Okay, see here, sudo. I became root now. I can ping outside the world. What happened? Oh, you did not get this. Just a second. The name server, you should be whatever the yeah, right. Oh, actually here the IP address I gave wrong. It should be 10.1. My 10.1.1. So sorry for that.
That is okay, Kasim.
Okay.
That is how we'll learn, right? If you do in real world, that is how it will be. Once you
Yeah.
get a problem and you fix it, that is where you'll have the fun.
Yeah. So I gave some wrong statement there. Okay. Instead of 10.1.1.25, I gave 101.1.25. So that's why I did not get IP address. Suppose no problem. If I reboot or if I launch another instance, okay, I can launch.
Okay,
So I
means
already told you
one question I have is, the old instance, unless I restart, I won't be able to get that configuration, right? Or I need to re-provision to get it working. You already launched
I did
one.
not.
You already launched one instance. That instance has problem with DNS, connecting to outside world, connecting to the internet. In order to fix it, what should I do? I just need to reboot the instance, or I need to reboot the whole Eucalyptus infrastructure?
No. You just need to reboot, or we'll see. We'll change this IP address, that etcresolve.com IP address. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see whether it works or not. It works. I'm sure that it works because see. So every time whenever you want to see your resources, you need to source this credential. So to make this permanent, what we will do? Okay, we'll go to bash_profile file. We'll add just source there is no dot here, it is not hidden file. Okay, now done. So now you can describe services. Okay, describe available zone. So you can verify how many zones are available in your cloud. Okay, you are running one. So if you see here, the number has decreased now. The count has decreased now. Here, suppose if I launch one more instance, okay, suppose history Eucalyptus. So I have this command. I already launched. So if I launch, see what will happen. So I launch one more instance. Okay.
So for those who are wondering what Kasim did is, he had a look at the history of commands he has run in the shell, and he wanted to re-execute the command ukarun instances -k demo session -t the name and the EMI name. The number is 54. He just gave that number, exclamatory mark and number, the command got run again. So if somebody is wondering what has happened, that's the way you can do using bash.
See, if you have a knowledge in Linux, these are all simple commands. I'm not doing any rocket science here. Yum installation and running this command. See, once you do practice, just go through this document, install guide. Okay, it is freely, it is available on the Eucalyptus website also. Okay. See here, everything is defined, everything is clearly explained. How to install, configuration, networking modes. What are the networking modes available? Okay, so static mode, system mode. So these two modes are not available. It's no longer supported. Only we have manage no VLAN, manage mode, and edge mode. Edge mode we are supporting from 4.x, not from 3.4. Okay, how to start components, register. Actually, yes, registering. See how to start components, registration. So this is what I did. See the same command I use, register valres component. Okay, to register storage. What is the command? This is the command, register SC. There is some sequence. So valres should be registered, and then CC should be registered first before registering SC, because this CC is part of SC is part of SC's active zone. As I said earlier, each active zone should have one storage controller, right? If you configure the storage controller, where should you keep your storage controller? So that's why first register CC, give some name to your zone. Zone is nothing but this partition name. Okay, and then make this SC part of that zone. When you use SC partition name here, the partition name should be name of CC partition name. You getting? So here, so I launch one more instance. Okay, what is the instance ID? See, every time, every instance will get new instance ID, and this is unique. Okay, using this instance ID, you can get the output, console output. Okay, so what is my next second launch instance? It ending with 7DB. What is the IP address? Okay, now I'm going to use same key file, then Fedora 10.104.6.196. I should see. Actually, Krishna, I changed the configuration file in Eucalyptus, right? I changed the DNS name.
Yeah.
So other than, see, those are all like main configuration files. So when you make any changes, you need to restart the CLC service, CC service.
Okay. Okay. Means I think we have one more server, right? If you can go to the screen, I have one more I-2904A40404D. In the same screen, in the earlier screen, above this I am seeing one more instance, I20 or I290.
This one you are saying, right?
I think, yeah, that is the newest one. Can you please check if
this one is new? No. Yeah, no, the one which I used,
the IP, yeah.
Yes.
217.
Now I will change.
Okay.
Now I will change this. Okay. etc resolve.conf file. render 250. Okay, now if I ping, okay, it's coming. I can go to internet. I can pull instances. I can install RPMs like m install cloud -. So you can do whatever you want. You can have your web page installed on this instance. Okay, if you want, you can you can have your own blog hosted on this instance. Okay, so this is this is how we did in this session. So what we did, we just we configured cloud using 2 servers. Okay. So for GUI session, you need to install. Okay, that also I will show if you want. Yuka console. Just a second. I need to get. Oh, Eucalyptus console. So EBS volumes also you can create. Okay, as I explained, so EBS volumes also, right? So I'll show LVS. So how many LVMs we have? One is LV road, LV swap. Okay. Now if I create volume size of 1 GB and what is the zone name where I want to create volume. So I'm creating one EBS volume. It's nothing but a one LUN. So that I can attach to running instance. I can format it. I can mount. You can copy data to that volume. Okay. Yuka describe volumes. So it is available. Now Yuka attach volume. Okay. Now, okay, which volume I want to attach. So this is a volume. Okay, to which instance I should attach. Okay, that information you can get. You can describe instance. Right now I have 2 instances. Okay, I'm going to use this instance. So instance. So
Kasim, one
yes.
thing here, before you actually attach, if you can go to that VM and show that there is no extra volume attached.
Yes,
after
yes,
run the
yeah,
command.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do. Sorry, man. Okay, and Fedora, what is IP address? This is a public IP address. Okay, sudo. See here. If you see here, we have 2 GB and 8 GB. So this is nothing but a see. When we launch instance, I already told, right? I'm going to launch C1 medium, M1 medium instance, right? Okay. So M1 is how much disk we will get? 10 GB. So that is the reason it shows only 10 GB. Okay. So we don't have any volumes. Okay. So I'm going to attach one volume here. So here is simple command. You can attach volume. So which volume I'm going to use for attaching to a running instance, and what is the device name? It's a traditional name. So the name which I mentioned here, you should not be the same. It should be something different else. It depends on the how many devices you attach it to instance. Okay, these could be anything. You can give VDF or VDG or VDH. But when you see inside the instance, it should not be the same what you define, what you given here. It should be something else according to these values. Okay. Suppose here I am using VDH. Okay. When I go check inside the instance, it should be something else. Okay. See VDC 1 GB one. If you want to create another volume,
so once I am on that VM, right, how would I know which volume is the new one which I have added? Is there any way I can find out whatever device VDH I have mentioned here that is same as device VDC which I am seeing on the VM?
So that you will come to know. See, I will see. Let me attach second volume. I will explain you. So what? See, how can we differentiate? How can we know that which volume is attached to which instance and what type of volume? Okay, just a second. Just describe volumes. See here. So one volume is being attached to this instance. Here you could see that in use. This is the instance name. This is a volume. Now
okay,
the second volume is available. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to use same command, but this volume name will be different. Where is that? Yes. Okay. These you can define anything. Okay. VDE something.
Yeah.
Now here I'll get one more device with /db VDD. See 1 GB. Within the inside you can't identify so which volumes attached to my instance. No, it is not possible. From outside the instance you can verify.
No, but like see, if I see here I have two volumes attached, right? How do I know which volume here? If VVL-1A something or VVL- we have different numbers, right? Which one is mapped to which volume on the VM? Is there any way I can know that? Because
No.
I want to detach one volume, but I want to make sure some information which is there in a particular volume is always available. So in order to do that, I should be able to find a mapping between the volume which is created in your storage and volume which is attached on the server, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
is there any way to do that?
This type of confusion situation comes when you have two volumes of same size and attach it to one instance.
Yes.
So you want to know? No, that is no.
Okay.
That can be no. It is not possible.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
I just want
because
to
if you have a running instance, you attach to different volume sizes. You can easily identify which volume is being attached. Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose here I have 2 GB volume size. So if I execute command, I can identify, oh, this is the volume size and this is the volume being attached to the instance. So just I can detach. Detach volume. Just simply run this command. Detach volume. This is the volume. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. It will catch. Just wait for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
So now I detached the 2 GB volume from the instance. Okay. If I execute, I don't see that.
Yes.
I have only one volume attached.
Yeah.
You can see whether it is detached or describe volumes.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. It is available. Means it is not used by any instance.
Okay.
In use means it is being attached to instance. So somebody is using.
Okay.
Okay. Here the situation is one EVS volume cannot be attached to two instances.
Yes. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
But okay, you can attach multiple volumes to single instance, but single volume cannot be shared between two instances. That is the concept. There is no shared storage concept. See here, you can see here, once you go to the log, you can verify volume attached as host device. See here. These are the logs on NC, node controller. I showed you, right, when I launch instance, I verified that the instance was in running state. So this is the volume attached. This is the.
Yes.
Any questions so far?
If anybody has any questions, please raise your hand so that I can unmute. Okay.
So initially it looks like a big. Yes.
I don't see any questions as of now. We can continue, and if possible, right, you can share some important points and we can wrap up.
Important points is, suppose if you want to work with GI, let me check.
Yeah, that would be great. If you can share that, that would be great.
Yes. If you have GI session, because few guys are not much familiar with CLI. So people who already work on Linux, Red Hat Linux or CentOS, any Unix flavor, so they are much familiar with commands. Okay. So now installation of console packages is done. So now Eucalyptus console. Okay. Here I have one file where we can define CLC host. So this you need to see these console you can install anywhere. So usually we suggest to have a console package on CLC. Okay, you need to define console IP address here. Okay, now service okay. Now go to web page 10.104.1.78 colon. This is a port.
Maybe you can try using 8080. 8443 is secure connection, right?
No, it should come with 8444.
Okay, if it's 8443, I believe it should be HTTPS.
Okay, just yes. Okay, now we got GA session. So by default, when installation is done, so by default one account will be created. It's like a master. Okay, it is like a master account on the cloud, and the admin user is like a root. So he will have control, full control over your cloud. Okay, so I need to set one password to this user because by default URE user at login profile. So username is admin, password is Red Hat. Okay. Yes, second na. User admin login profile. Admin already has a login. Okay. So something like it is asking you to change the password. Okay. So here you can create accounts, groups, users, policies. So this is I uploaded only one image to my Valrus. Okay. So how many types here and users report. So you can generate a report to verify like how many instances are running, who is using. So instead of this, I have one more. That is 8443, right? There is one user profile is there. Yes. So the earlier one which I logged is admin profile, admin login, okay, profile. So here we can create, we can launch. Just wait. Yes. Admin. Red Hat. Remember. You logged into a console as an Eucalyptus account. Okay. Account is reserved for admin purpose, may cause unexpected users. Okay. No issues. So I'll create one more. Okay. Continue. Okay. So now we logged into user console. So using same credential. Okay. Eucalyptus is account name. User is admin. Okay. Just wait. Actually, this user console is a bit slow. Any question, group? I don't see questions from you. I'm not sure like how far you understood the concept.
I think the pace is good, Kasim. Unless we do it right, we have a hands-on, it will
Yes.
be difficult. So the UI is pretty good. I think this is where new users should get started, not the CLI. Once they are comfortable with the UI, right? Later, as and when they start working more rigorously like you, then it would make sense to go to CLI. My recommendation would be to have a UI, the console setup, log onto the console and try to do something after
Yes.
initial configuration. Yeah.
Yes. Here, see, I'm going to launch one instance here. Okay. Select the image. Where is that? If you see here, I already have 2 instances launched, right? So I'm going to launch one more instance. But the instance, it should display here. Oh, actually here, okay, here the image is not displaying. I need to make some changes. Describe images. It's a private, right? Here it is showing private, right? So if you want to see that, modify image attribute. Okay. Okay, now it has made available to all. Okay, earlier it was showing only private, now it is public. Okay, we'll see now. It should come here. Yes, Fedora image. Okay, select image. Where is that? Enter image ID. Okay, we can do that. So just add it. Okay, type number of instance. I want to launch 2 instance. So I can launch 2 instance. You can launch 10 or I can launch 50 at a time, single time. Okay. So I want to launch M1 type. Okay. So availability zone. So if I have more availability zones or active zones, I can select here. So in which zone I want to run this, I want to launch instance. So I have only one zone. Okay. Private key, instance size. Tag is nothing but suppose if you are running test server, you can mention test. If you are running some development, you can mention development. Okay. You can give like name, project name you can give. Like development project team, this is a test server. This is so many client, this is so much, this is a server for instance for this client, and the type of the servers like development, production, all this. This is not mandatory, this is optional. Okay. Next, select key pair, demo session. Okay. Default group, these are the rules I added. Okay. So then launch. Okay. Now I will see here in this. Okay. 2 more instances got launched. So in this cloud, I can launch maximum 5 instances because my public cloud range is defined like only 5 IP address. So I have only 5 public IP address. Okay. Yes. Now you can see, you can have. You can see, if you want to see, you can reboot, you can connect to your instance, you can launch more like this instance, you can terminate, get console output. It's nothing but a login prompt it will give, but from here you cannot log it. Okay. See, this shows where exactly the booting process it will show. Get console. Okay. Suppose if you want to attach volume, just select this here, attach volume. Okay. If you know the, first you should get volume name. So which volume you want to attach. So this is, yes, this is, so this shows that it is being attached to some instance. Okay. See, this one is free. This I can use it. Okay. I just copy this, go into this instance. I want to attach volume to this instance, volume name. Okay. Attach. I will show it from CLI whether it got attached or not. Just remember this instance. What is the public IP address? This is private. What is the public IP address?
It is there on the top of the screen. General in the first line. The first line on the right side.
50, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So now I have. So I'm going to log into that instance. SSH-9. Always you should use key. Without key you cannot access. What is the key name? SSH. Okay. Demo session. Okay. Fedora. Okay. I'll log into that. Sudo su. Okay. See. 2 GB volume being attached. Suppose you can detach from here itself. Like here, if you go to here, it is already there, right? I think you need to detach from here only. So go to volumes. Okay, here it is there, right? Okay, it is being attached to this. So you can select here, detach from instance. Yes, detach. Successfully send detach request to cloud for one of one volume. Okay. Just refresh it. You can see here. If I do, see now it's gone. Okay. Earlier it was showing 2 GB, right? See,
Yes.
I don't see 2 GB only.
Yes.
Okay, Krishna.
Okay.
I'm done
Yeah.
with my demo session. So I don't know like how far like it is going to help you. I just want to know the feedback from guys who participate in this session.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
So
thank you,
sometimes I might not be clear with the concept. Concept is clear, but sometimes and communicating with topic, discussing on the topics. So I did not go in a proper way. First I explained everything in without going through the PPT, but after some time I just ran the
that is
PPT.
fine, Kasim. That is fine. See, we are not trying to do a step by step thing. We just want to give an idea so that people can get started.
Yes.
We'll have this video available so that they can have a look at it, and this can be used as a reference. So my feeling is you did an excellent job. Thanks for that.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Anybody
Krishna.
anybody who is still there, it's great to see so many people still hanging around. We are overshooting by more than 54 minutes now, but people have
Mm-hmm.
stayed back. And if anybody has any questions or if anybody has any feedback, please raise your hand so that I can unmute you. I
So you
don't
can
see
ask
any.
me question anytime.
Yep.
So not
Kasim,
even this.
can you? Uh, I will. I will circulate your email ID to the group so that they can reach out to you. We'll take it offline.
Yes.
I don't see any hand raised, so I think we are good. Thank you, Kasim. Thanks a lot. And
Thank you, Krishna, for hosting this session and making me like. So I just see from like many days. Hello.
yeah, Kasim.
Yeah, from many days I thought of taking session, but I could not make it.
Yeah,
So from you, I made it, and
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that. And Somek is saying it's an excellent session.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
So
Thanks everyone.
you can ask me question anytime. So I will be available entire day, like from morning 9:30 to evening 9:30. I will be available on Gmail, Skype, okay, on other sites as well. Okay, you can ask me any question. I'm always ready to help you. Okay, if you want to take one more session and people who missed this session, you could not able to attend session, I'm ready to take same session maybe after 2 weeks or in next month. Okay, because next week is Ramadan Bakrid festival is coming, so I won't be able to take session on Bakrid on
Yeah,
next Sunday.
that is fine. We can plan accordingly. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you. And I strongly recommend you to means pass on the message about our group meetup group activities to your friends. And you can be in touch on Facebook. I gave the Facebook page details. Facebook.com
Yes.
program at Genie, and I'll try to have more and more people from the community share their knowledge with the team.
Not here. Suppose if some engineering guys I don't know how many of engineering guys who are right now pursuing attended this session. If they want to have a session in their college or they conduct somewhere, so I'm ready to come over there and I'm ready to give session to students like who are still pursuing engineering,
Yeah,
who are
yeah,
still doing BTech.